I was asked what are my favorite dehydrated food trail snacks. And I got to thinking this is going to make a really great mini-series. And yes, I do dehydrate all my own trail food since I got a dehydrator over here. And the first one we're going to do is dehydrated roadkill strawberries. So come over here, let me show you the items we'll be using for this. The first item is the food dehydrator. I got this at Walmart on clearance sale. I figured since it was on clearance sale it wouldn't last that long and I'd buy a higher end model, but this thing's probably lasted 7-8 months now and it still works great, and I use the heck out of it. It's a very basic unit. There's no temperature settings on it. It's only got 2 trays with it, but it does the job. The second item over here, this is really cool, is this mandolin. I got this because it's a lot easier to slice the strawberries up and keep them a consistent thickness. That way they dehydrate at the same time. It's really cool. It's got the bottom here where it catches the strawberries. And the really neat thing about this is you can actually got different attachments. And this is what I use to make hash browns with. And this unit right here, if I can get it out, there's another one for a cheese grater, and of course I've made bigger hash browns with it. But we'll be using this attachment right here. And it comes with this little thing called the hat, which we won't be using. We're going to freehand it. Now if you do not have this item, a cutting board and a knife will work just perfectly. And of course we got our strawberries. Picked these up at the local market. They were actually on sale for a change. Go figure, huh? Now, I will be putting sugar on them to make them just a little more sweet. You can use regular sugar. I like to use stevia extract, and basically what that is, it's extracted from the sugar, and it's more in a pure form, and it's a lot healthier for you. So this is what I'll be using. Let's talk safety real quick. Now I like to really wash all this stuff. That means the strawberries, I run them under cold water for a little bit and wash all the debris off of them. And the items I will be using, I wash them right before I use them, and then right after I use them, before I put them away for storage. And especially, I wash the food dehydrator and the lid very well, because this is actually a good way to grow mold if you're not careful, and that's the last thing you do is want to get sick out in the field. So let's get started. We're going to grab the mandolin and we're going to start cutting. Now a little heads up, this thing is hella sharp and we won't be using the cowboy hat to slice these strawberries up. So please be very, and I mean very careful with your fingers on this, because yeah, experience, I have bad luck, and I don't know how many freaking times I've cut myself on this, and on accident of course. So we're going to slice these up and fill up this bottom tray real fast. Looks like we have a bad strawberry. Let me show you what a bad strawberry looks like. This little guy's got that little brown spot right there. And yeah, it's real mushy. That means he is past his prime and no longer good to eat. Another strawberry you want to avoid. See how it's almost white all the way through? And this one here, it means the little guy is not ripe enough. And they don't taste very good either. I think we're ready. Let's take a look inside the mandolin and see how many we have. Oh yeah, I think we definitely have enough strawberries. And don't worry if you don't use them all. You can either save them for the next day to put them in your dehydrator, or do what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat them little suckers. Let's load our tray up. Now the best way to do these, they do shrink quite a bit when you dehydrate them. So I try to get as many on there as possible with them touching, which won't hurt. You don't want to overlay them or overlap them any. If you do that, they don't dry out at the same time. And after we get this little guy loaded up, we're going to put the sugar on them. Next step is to put the sugar on. And if you notice, we got a lot of these left over. In case you're wondering, yeah, I'm going to eat those because, you know, I do not like to waste food. And Scout is figured out I'm making dehydrated strawberries, and he loves these things. And I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to have any, but one's not going to hurt him. Come here, baby. Want dehydrated strawberry? There you go. Okay. Let's prep our area to put the sugar on these. Now I don't put a lot. I'll just do a light sprinkling of sugar. And this is packaged stevia. You can get it, I think it comes in a bag, but it's a heck of a lot more expensive. And I'm kind of a cheapskate. The amount of sugar you put on them is totally up to you. I will give you one word of advice. Do not sugar them inside the food dehydrator because it makes a mess in the bottom of these things. And it makes it a pain in the butt to clean them out. I'm going to do my second tray real quick. It looks good. Okay. We're going to throw these on and of course put the lid on there. And this does not have a temperature gauge. You can just kind of like set it and forget it. You're going to ask me how long I keep them in there. I've kept them anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. You just kind of have to look at them and you can tell. After a while of using your food dehydrator, you'll learn that. Before you ask, yeah, these are going to stick because of all the sugar I put on. They will stick to the tray. There's a couple ways to solve that problem. You can get the mats to put in there, the non-stick mats, but I haven't bought those yet. I keep waiting for this thing to quit working, and then I'm going to buy a higher end model and have more trays to it. So I'm just going to let this sit here and dehydrate in about 10 hours or to 12, depending. We should have some roadkill strawberries. They are officially done and they smell wonderful. Another benefit is while they're dehydrated, they make your house smell like strawberries, and that's an amazing smell. Okay, let's take a look here at the tray. If you notice how much they shrank down from when we originally put them in there, and it's actually quite a bit. Okay, what I've done, I've cleaned my entire area up and sanitized, and I put down some wax paper to catch the strawberries on. And I cannot stress enough about food handling safety. So throughout this video series, you're going to be hearing quite a bit about it. As you can see, they are definitely stuck on there. They are not going anywhere. The easiest way is I'm going to take this butter knife and I'm just going to start pounding on them, and they'll fall onto the wax paper. Now you're going to get a little of them, or a couple of them. They're kind of stubborn. I'm just going to go through there and poke them on down. And this is most easiest to do while they're still hot. Get all the little guys off there. Once they start cooling down, the sugar actually makes them stick to the tray. Okay, we are good. Now we got them all on the wax paper. What we're just going to simply do, I'm just going to put them on this other piece and try not to eat them all while I'm doing this. And transfer them in this Ziploc bag. There you have it. We've made a batch of roadkill strawberries. First, you're going to ask me, what's the shelf life on these? I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't know, because they don't last more than a week or two with me, because I end up snacking on them quite a bit. But I do recommend, if you're going to do long-term storage, a vacuum sealer would work works great, and put in there one of those, food grade of course, oxidizing absorbent pads. You can get them off of Amazon, and they keep quite a while. We yield about 2 servings, 1 serving per tray. Okay, that has been the first one of my dehydrated trail foods in my mini series. The next one we will be doing is going to be dehydrated apple chips with cinnamon and sugar on them, and they are very tasty. Like always, thanks for watching.